Hello everyone, my name is Maria Medina-Vicent. I'm a PhD student in the Department of Philosophy and Sociology at the Universitat Jaume I in Spain. Today I'm going to talk about the Gender Equality Officer as a change agent to promote diversity in organizations. Gender inequality persists in the workplace. It is based on unfair structures, the sexual division of the labor market, and the persistence of gender stereotypes. Altogether, they operate to relegate women to an inferior social position. Based on this reality, building more diverse organizations is a concern of states around the world, and the supranational organizations like the European Union. However, beyond the legal requirements on effective equality between women and men, we consider that a real transformation of companies implies radically changing the corporate culture. From our point of view, the professional figure of the Gender Equality Officer can become a driver of change in this organization because she or he plays a central role in incorporating the gender perspective into the decision-making structure. Therefore, the central study object of the present work is the role of the Gender Equality Officer in the moral structure of business organizations. Our work methodology corresponds to a descriptive research process. To do this kind of work, we must establish a starting hypothesis, which is formulated as follows. The complementarity between law and ethics may imply a radical transformation of the organization's structure based on gender inequality. In this process, the Gender Equality Officer plays a vital role as a generator of change in decision-making values. Our work subscribes the dialogical business ethics based on the discourse ethics of Habermas and Apple. From this proposal, we highlight the need to integrate gender equality as a corporate culture value, along with the potential of ethics to achieve that mission. We also reflect on confluences between law and ethics by showing that the dialogue is necessary to build more responsible business organizations with the environment, and also with the human groups to which it is interconnected. Finally, we identify the professional figure of the Gender Equality Officer and its moral implication in order to start a change in the organizational structure. The organic law on equality between men and women in the Spanish state is a general projection of the principle of gender equality in various spheres of the legal order, such as the educational, occupational, economic, or social. Based on the new legal obligations, a figure is needed to develop this principle in different spheres of the Spanish state. It is the Gender Equality Officer who acts as a promoter of the law being applied in such socialization spaces. From our perspective, this figure would connect such a rights, the legal requirements regarding gender equality, with its factual application in different spaces. Once the mission and the sense of existence of the Gender Equality Officer have been treated, we can conclude that his professional mission within the company has a special character related to its moral sense. That is, due to the moral nature of its mission, exercising the moral agency of the Gender Equality Officer in undertaking his or her task within the company becomes a central aspect of his or her day-to-day. If we take into account that the Gender Equality Officer does not work in isolation, but in an organized business project, we will see that his or her decisions are subject to organizational development. So, the decisions made by officers respond to both a legal obligation and a moral obligation. But not only this, due to the moral nature of their work, the decisions they make must form part of what we will call the company's moral structure, and for this reason, they must fall in line with the business project. Therefore, its mission will be easier if business management responds to ethical principles. If this is not the case, the role of the Gender Equality Officer should promote the integration of this value into the company by directing the institution to an ethical business management. In order to promote a radical change in the corporate culture, we must first recognize the moral dimension of organizations, as well as the fact that they have a decision-making structure that allows us to conceive them as entities responsible for their actions. If we conceive the company in this way, we can label its action as moral or immoral, and they can be sanctioned morally and not only legally. From our point of view, in the conformation of the organization ethos, the role of the Gender Equality Officer is central. By acting as a promoter of gender equality in the business structure, it influences the decision-making and management process itself by redefining the corporate culture. To the extent that their work contributes to the incorporation of such a value into the corporate culture, the Gender Equality Officer not only contributes so that companies comply with current legislation on gender equality in the Spanish state, but also contributes to a radical change of the same corporate culture. Thank you for your attention.